how much does this one mean to yourself and the group?
Well, we totally didn't rock up in the first test match, and New Zealand were just too good as well. So we were under pressure to come into this second test match and win. And it means a lot that we didn't come to New Zealand and lose the test series. We would have liked to win the series, but we can give ourselves credit for bouncing back. So it does mean a lot. Every test match series or test match win means a lot.
Stu?
Thank you, Super Kagiso. Hello, Kagiso, well played. After that first test, as one of the senior players and leaders in the team, what were the kind of messages that you were trying to pass on to some of your teammates, to try to put that first test aside and to look ahead to what you guys needed to do in the second?
Well, there's no use, in harping on and on about how badly we played. As much as we do need to recognize all the faults that we made, we still need to put game plans in place to make sure that we adapt as quickly as possible under pressure. I mean, it was just all about understanding where we went wrong, and then coming up with game plans and tactics, and also mentally to come back and win the second test match. So it was just about, I guess, waking up and rocking up and executing game plans.
Ken, followed by Sanele.
Thanks, Super Kagiso. Well done, KG. Very well bowled and batted. Coming back from 1-0 down against world number 1 India, and then coming back after a defeat in the first this year, which could have been quite demoralising, suggests there's something special about the character of this team, that there's a lot of resilience, that there must be something really good going on in the changeover. Can you give us some insight into how you guys are actually managing to show so much character?
I think it's what we have naturally as South Africans. I mean, if you have a look at the previous cricket teams that have played, the word that always fit us best was resilience. It was never easy to just beat us in a test series, and then again we proved it again in this test series. It was extremely hard. You have young guys stepping up. Like Luto, he stepped up. Kyle stepped up, and Sarel, it was his first test series, and he stood up. So there are lots of good signs for the future, especially for the new guys who are coming in. But resilience has always been a character trait that we have, best shown to the world.
Sanele?
Thank you so much, Pokazi. KG, again, well played today, and well played throughout the entire test match, especially with the bat and the ball. I just wanted to check with you, how nervy was it when the rain started coming down there on the field? We couldn't see it from the TV, but until there were some close-up shots. So what was the mood like as soon as you guys started seeing the rain coming down? Well,
first of all, we understood that we only needed 1 wicket, so it was a bit irritating that the rain had to come at that stage. I had an idea that the rain would, just blow over, the clouds would just blow over. But in the back of your head, you've got that cynical thought that says, oh, what if it stays? But we knew we were going to get back on the field. I think we were just a little bit frustrated at the rain coming when we needed 1 wicket to win. And luckily, as soon as we got back onto the pitch, we got the wicket. So yeah, it was just a bit of frustration, I think, that was going through the camp.
Nathan?
KG, judging from the press conferences over the last 2 seasons, especially since COVID, your teammates speak heavily about mindset and mental health challenges, especially during quarantine. In terms of improving consistent player performance, would you perhaps advise to consider including a sports psychologist in the mix moving forward to also take into consideration the amount of players, as you mentioned, as well, who are relatively new to the international scene in the squad?
That's a decision that we'll have to make as a team. But I think mental health is really important to manage. You know, as much as we are cricketers, we also have daily lives, and we also have problems in our own lives that, you know, come whenever they want to come. And at the same time, we have to go out and play. And at the same time, we're in these bubbles. So it doesn't make it any easier. I guess if, as a collective, we decide that we want to, you know, to have a sports psychologist or a psychologist, then I guess that's what we'll have. But at the moment, I'm not sure if that option has been made available. But we'll just see how it goes, and I guess it's worth talking about, because if you're not mentally okay, then it's a problem.
Sorry guys, we're going to have to wrap up soon. TMS, and then we'll close with Fidoz.
How's it, KG? Well done. Congrats on your own performances as well. You are now the leading wicket taker in Test cricket in the last 12 months. Before that, there was a few years where you went through a slight dip with stats and performances and stuff like that. Do you feel back to your best, and how did you sort of turn it around?
I think it's very seldom that you feel at your best. I think every time you go out and play, you just want to implement your basics as well as possible, and try and adapt to conditions as well as possible. There's always a different challenge that you're facing, and it's all about adapting to it, but also trusting your strengths and trying to do all you can to get to your best. But it's very seldom that happens, and you just have to try and create your own luck through some hard work and some tactical thinking, and getting yourself in a good mental space, and you almost got to let the rest just happen. So that's all that I've been trying to do. It's just trying to stick to the process and just keep refining the process, and whatever happens will be the fruit of what I sowed.
Fidoz.
Hi KG, congrats. KG, we've seen it's quite difficult for teams to win tests away from home, and I suppose this one was conditions that were really unusual to you guys because you haven't been at the ground before. Can you tell us a little bit about that surprise decision to bat first and include a spinner, and just how did you manage to, as a team, get so kind of tactically astute in a place you've not been in before?
Yeah, normally in Test cricket, what you would want to do is bat first. New Zealand elected to bowl first in the first Test match, and I think they made the right call. It was moving around a lot. This wicket in this Test match was a lot drier, just from looking at it with the naked eye, and it had a lot less grass on it, and just when you sort of walked on it, the spikes almost sunk in to it a bit. So that tells you that it's going to be a little bit slow, and hopefully, when the Test match would move forward, the conditions would get drier, and the footmarks would be created for Kesh to exploit, and that was the thinking, and in the end, it was the right decision.
Thanks very much, everyone. I'll send reaction